pick a side
Shit's gonna be mid.
awards. Now, we wanted to do something different. We don't want to do just MVP, Rookie of the Year, all this other stuff. Pick a side awards, things that are, represent the podcast. This first award doesn't do that, but the next one will. So, comeback player. Who are we giving this award to? I have to give it to Zion.
That's fair.
That's
Absolutely.
my comeback
that's
guy.
easy.
I gave it to somebody different because I knew y'all would give it to Zion.
Okay.
Like Zion is somebody that back.
I'll be honest, I didn't even see comeback on this list.
Oh, sorry.
He doesn't do his job.
Well, last year when Zion, he was in the rumors about getting traded and not playing and being unhealthy, being a bad teammate. When CJ first got traded to New Orleans, I defended Zion at every single angle. I felt like the fat shaming was unnecessary. The constant controversy within the media was not necessary. And Zion doing what he's doing now, averaging 26, 7, and 5, is something that I knew he was capable of. My dark horse MVP.
It's him.
And he's a comeback player for me easily in the NBA.
The only person to really throw into this
Let me do
conversation.
it. Just let me go.
All right.
Because you're going to pick Zion, right?
Well, it's Zion, and go ahead. Say your name.
My comeback player is Anthony Davis. Shit. The slander he had last year from me, from the world. I mean, we were cooking. Last 2 years, we would cook him in and out of the lineups. Day-to-day Davis, Disney clothes. Like, we were cooking this man.
Disney clothes.
Yeah. And then the fact that he came in this year with a mission to show people he still has that talent, I think that in itself shows a comeback. I know it's not the whole he missed a year, but this comeback of being a top 10 player in the league when he does play, I think I got to give – I knew y'all was going to pick Zion, so I got to give AD some love here. And another guy I picked was Dame. I feel like Dame also. He missed a part of the season last year. People were questioning if he was going to come back and have that same drive. You have point guards coming up. Dame this year is still a top 5 point guard in the league. So shout out to those two guys.
So people that also need respect, and I know this is basketball right now, but let's go into football. Saquon Barkley, Geno Smith, two guys. Well, Geno specifically with arguably quote of the decade.
Yeah.
They try to write me off. I ain't right back. And Geno has come in and has played exceptional, exceeded every single expectation of what you thought Geno Smith was going to do this season. And Saquon Barkley, people leaving him out of the top 10 running backs, leaving Saquon Barkley out of the top 20 running backs.
Nuts.
The disrespect on Saquon's name was insane to me. But all you had to do was recognize the talent. The talent was always there. It was what was around him. And this year he's come in and slayed every single narrative and has excelled in every aspect at the running back position.
I think for comeback player of the year, it's not someone who got injured, but someone who's been disrespected and made fun of, and me included, Jared Goff. He was someone who, once he got traded away from the Rams, he went to Detroit. You had to trade 2 first-round picks just to get off of his contract. Everyone saw it as, Goff, he's first overall pick bust. He's not someone who could, lead you to the Super Bowl, even though he did. Can't win you a Super Bowl, I guess. You get Stafford. It works out for the Rams, absolutely. But you see Jared Goff, when he has protection, when he has weapons, he could be a really good quarterback. He could be in that Kirk Cousins conversation, which I think everyone wrote off for him after his time, his last couple of years in LA. There's actually a graphic that goes around every week. I forget the name of the guy, but it basically shows the pass protection for Stafford and Goff and their EPA per play, and it's basically identical. When Goff and Stafford get good protection, they have a high EPA. When they have bad protection, it's fucking nothing. So it really just goes to show you situation matters so much because – listen, Matt Stafford wins you the bowl, but the way Jared Goff's playing right now, it's hard not to say if Jared Goff was in that situation, they could do the same thing.
Agenda of the year.
For me, it's Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is definitely my agenda of the year. I was really the only guy on him last season after that playoff game. I came in, I said, listen, there's stuff you have to work on, but there's traits here of franchise quarterback. There's traits here, his mobility. I said his arm is underrated. He has the leadership skills. Coming into this year, I was definitely higher. I was pushing the Trey Lance agenda more before he got injured, but once he went down, I definitely picked up on the Jalen Hurts. Got the green fellas shirt for the Eagles. Those are the guys I'm riding with this season.
That was a
NFC.
fire shirt, and I need you to tell me where you got it from.
Yeah, Instagram, bro.
So much. Instagram, such a big platform.
My take of the year, I mean, the Rams won the Super Bowl mad early ago.
Struggling to figure it out.
No, I mean, it was the Rams, and then up until recently, it was Tua, of course. But I probably would have to lean the Rams for the fact that it was a consistent week in, week out, sitting here through good games, sitting here through bad games. Picking them to win the Super Bowl from week 1 was pretty great, but Tua, regardless of the recent outcomes, he exceeded a lot of people's expectations. Sure. A lot of people wrote him off, said that he wasn't a starting quarterback in this league, and he has just slayed a ton of narratives that were just wrongfully placed on his name and has been amazing this season?
I think for me, it's kind of like last summer translated into like the end of last year. It's Golden State easily. I think
for sure, man.
Going into the summer, I said they was gonna win. 2 months later, said they was gonna win. Steph having the shit stretch, I still said they were gonna win. Draymond going down, trusted the process, going all the way into the playoffs, and then going to the finals, trusting in Wiggins, saying he's gonna lock Tatum.
Definitely
Going through that whole process with Golden State and the whole run and the whole up and down loopy of the season. Yeah, that's easily my best take. I think from start to finish, I was pretty consistent, and I got the W.
I thought we were doing like current NBA, NFL season, so that's definitely
Bro threw a little stray at you guys.
so that's
no. It was this year.
no, yeah.
It was 2022. Facts.
I mean, the season ain't over, so I can't really.
I know. So definitely that's my W2. I was on the same path with you that entire year. I mean, I never swayed from the Warriors. I had them winning the championship that year pretty easily. Why are you laughing, Ray?
It's the way they're looking at you. That's just disgusting.
No, I'm holding in a laugh because Rivers making me laugh.
It's done. You talk about some gross.
Was that not my agenda?
It was, bro. It was.
It was.
Don't worry about it, bro.
It just cracks me up every single time. It's like, I don't get why people like to say that is Riv's take when I said it too. I don't know.
Yeah, bro. People
But it's
forget
true.
it.
They do forget.
That's-
They do.
I
It
literally
wasn't
said
as
that.
loud as me.
It's just it's just because Riv's a
Warriors.
Warriors fan.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think I was just as loud as you.
Nah. It's just not possible. It's just not.
I was adamant on the Warriors,
Especially with
bro.
Steph there. It's just not possible.
So-
It would have been tough.
Cincinnati Bengals. You know, we had a Joe Burrow debate versus Lamar. You guys thought I was crazy for taking Burrow. I took Burrow over him.
I didn't. I talk to this guy.
Let him have his moment.
Y'all thought it was crazy for taking Joe Burrow. I took Joe Burrow. Then the playoffs happened. You know, after we had the Stafford versus Joe Burrow debate. That's not a debate no more. Y'all had Stafford ranked over Joe Burrow. You thought the Bengals were a fluke season. I had them winning division. The Bengals going crazy.
Yeah, Lamar gets hurt.
So yeah, they could maybe they could lose a playoff game, right? You know, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? But I think the Bengals for sure. Joe Burrow has proven me right as being a top 5 quarterback because when I put him at the 5th spot, I got a lot of backlash for having him that high.
Sure.
And Joe Burrow has been nothing short of one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. The Minnesota Vikings easy for me, man. The Minnesota Vikings, 12 wins. I've been on them last year. I was on them again this year.
Do I get that same credit with you?
You guys both do.
I had them winning the division. Minnesota Vikings, and I think this team is special too. They got some special characteristics to them. And you're looking at me sideways. I don't know why.
They're a great regular season team. I don't think they make noise in the playoffs.
I'm taking a W on the Jets easily. You know, even though Zach Wilson flopped, I said we'd be in the playoffs. We'd be in the hunt.
You told me specifically I'm not a Jets fan. I'm a Zach Wilson fan.
I never said that, bro.
I'll tell you what. Another sleeper for take of the year. It's not done yet, of course, so it can't be completed until next year. But asking the question whether or not the Jets will go 0-5 to end the season.
Well, that's good.
Now with Mike White at quarterback.
That's only there for the fact that I got called a lot of mean names.
One more.
2.
But
Yeah,
even if the
Seattle,
Jets,
Seattle and Dolphins.
Aren't you 1-4 right now?
No, they're 0-3.
Oh,
0-3.
even if the Jets missed the playoffs, I had them in the hunt. I thought we'd make a
sure.
significant improvement. Obviously, with Zach
I'm there
Wilson.
with you. I had us on the hunt.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're with me, bro.
I should be asking you.
The Kings, they're looking like it's a W right now. I fuck with the Sacramento Kings. They're lighting the beam on a consistent basis. I love that for them.
It's take of the year, not like a laundry list. What's going on here?
I got a lot of great takes. What can I say?
God.
Tony Pollard,
What you just naming
Tony
shit that
Pollard.
ain't
Pro
finished yet?
Bowler.
Tony
You know, I've
Pollard's
always
really
said he
good.
was better than Zeke.
Do you think his flops of the year are going to be this long?
Probably not. He'll definitely keep that short.
Zion, dark horse.
Okay.
You know, MVP. I thought he'd come back to this level.
So I should have put my Tatum Dark Horse shit
Yeah.
up there.
You know, I've had a lot of great takes.
gonna say,
I thought take of the year is just one take. Like, you know how
actually finished.
coach of the year is one coach. And
Well, if I'm doing take of
comeback
the year,
player of the year is one player.
the Warriors thing is
Yeah.
is my, you know,
I thought you
have
were saying
that take.
shit you finished.
No, I just got a lot of great takes. What can I say? I got a lot of them. So
I
for
can't wait to
me-
the flop list.
for me,
Yeah.
it's a lot of great takes. You know,
Is flop next?
Yo, biggest flop of the year is next. So biggest flop of the year. I start with you, Dehls.
Mine's Joe Burrow. I didn't think Joe Burrow could ever crack the top 5. I did not think he was going to be in the same breath as guys like Justin Herbert and Josh Allen, and he's proved me wrong. Now, I still don't know if the Bengals are going to be perennial Super Bowl caliber teams. That's why part of my monologue last season, why they got lucky, is because the path wasn't as hard. This year, they might have to play Justin Herbert in the first round, Lamar Jackson in the first round. So you're not going to probably get as many, couple easy wins against Derek Carr and the Raiders and Ryan Tannehill and the Titans with a very fraudulent number 1 seed. But Joe Burrow is without doubt top 5 quarterback. I pushed back on Joel's take a lot. I thought Lamar was clear of him. Herbert was clear of him. He's without doubt in that conversation. This year has been better than both of those guys.
Mine by far has to be Broncos 13-4. Fortunately, I did believe that Russell Wilson was going to be that missing piece for us. I believed in our defense, but I believe more importantly that Russell's going to come in and make our offense significantly better. Obviously, completely wrong. Arguably the worst take of the year, given the fact that we have the worst offense, scoring offense in the league, and we potentially could have the complete opposite record of what I predicted we would go. So, without a doubt, that's the biggest flop for me.
Toronto is not a flop.
We'll see.
For me, I always
and at best I had them a 5th seed.
I'll say what's
You had them over the Cavs.
They're 11th.
I did.
They're 11th. They're
Yeah,
6
they're bad.
spots.
They're bad.
now. That's a flop.
They're
bro.
bad.
I ain't gonna do that to you. Though.
No, it's all right. They're
Yes,
bad.
he did it to you.
Oh my God, I had a W. I was the only guy over here that said Denver wouldn't make the playoffs. Sorry, I had to just.
Good for you, man.
You could have put in your Giants take in there.
That would have been a W for you.
I know, but people know that.
Daniel Jones.
They know that.
Sure.
Well, this is a reminder.
They know
That's
my
why
good takes.
I had
But
to-
it was take of the year, so I had to stay. I had to keep it short.
Flops: Raiders, Kings, definitely De'Aaron Fox, Isaac Okoro,
Anthony Davis.
What did I say about Anthony Davis? I'm asking.
Jaylen Brown All-NBA.
We haven't seen that yet.
You
He's
love
still
throwing
the most
disrespect
limited
on
wing in the
Jaylen
league,
Brown,
and I will
though.
stand on that.
You
Most
love throwing
limited
disres-
wing?
Yeah.
No,
Star
he's so
wing.
limited, averaging 27.
Most limited
Ugh.
star wing. Yeah. I'm still.
What kind of statement
Dude, that's
is
such
that?
a dumb sentence.
You can call. I'm a ball knower. I know what I'm talking about.
You're losing that
limited
card
star
with that
wing.
statement.
What can he do outside of score?
Does it matter?
He hasn't been a good defender
Not
this
but
year.
we know he can be.
He can't
hasn't
pass.
been.
His dribbling is suspect.
Great
He's an okay
finisher.
rebounder.
Great finisher.
Scoring, yeah. What else can he do?
He's a solid. He's not great. He's a solid rebounder.
Dude,
So
all right,
it's
listen,
limited.
No,
What
stop,
else he can
stop,
do?
stop.
Okay, but he's-
You're
he's-
you're
he averages
disrespecting his
27,
defense.
20
You're
plays.
It's
disrespecting
been
his
good.
defense.
He knows
No,
it's
this
been
year,
okay.
I know, but we know he's a really good defender. He hasn't been this year.
Limited.
You're calling an all NBA players limited. Like,
I'm missing
sure,
some?
go for it. I'm really moved by that.
I feel like I'm missing more flops, but those are my flops at the moment.
Disrespecting Zion.
Arizona.
Oh, yeah,
I
Arizona.
thought no, he's
I just had a K1 agenda. It flopped.
fuck with K1.
Rams.
What do you got? What do you got over there, Mr. Flop?
I'm looking at my flops.
You
and
probably
it's-
put nothing down.
It's a short list. I think Minnesota was a flop. You know, they're definitely a flop. It's a shame what happened to Minnesota. I'll never forgive Tim Connolly for what he's done to that city and to that organization. Probably smack him if I saw him. It's that bad. I really think the trade has the potential to be so bad that it's going to be tough to recover from this if you're Minnesota. And they were on such a good trajectory too. Sucks. I think NBA, I only look at Minnesota, and then that's the only team I look at, and I'm like, yeah, I was
Where'd you have the Celtics?
totally wrong on them.
What would you have as a 4 seed?
I had
5
the
seed?
Celtics in a tier with the Nets, the Sixers, the Bucks, the Cavs.
No,
Broski said
you
a
had this.
tier.
You had First of all, you just put like fucking 5 teams in it.
No, that's the top 5 seed. Top 5 seed.
You had us as the 5 seed. Is that correct?
Yeah, there was question marks with Missoula. Not sure
He
how
tried to
he's
say,
gonna do as a 5 seed.
yeah, the emo Doka shit was gonna fuck with their brains.
I mean, it could have. You never know. But I
Honestly,
guess
one of your worst takes is the whole like a Jalen Hurts adrenaline thing. That was really bad too.
that was not a bad
That was
take.
such a
bro.
bad take.
How is that? How was that a bad take?
The comments were cooking you.
The comments were flaming.
It was like 2 comments. People do not understand that if I get injured in one game, the adrenaline stays for that game. But if I'm hurt for the next one, that adrenaline.
But we
not
weren't
gonna
talking
be
about the
same.
next game. We're talking about a playoff game.
No, we're talking about yes. But if you're hurt, you're gonna feel that.
Yeah,
But
that
outside of
adrenaline shit was horrible.
But you have adrenaline for a playoff game, bro. You get up for that. It's not a fucking
If you're
1 o'clock
hurt-
game
if-
against Houston.
you're
It's
hurt
a
already, you're
prime
gonna-
time
if
game
you're hurt
against
already,
fucking
you're gonna-
Dallas or something.
With respect, as your boy, Just take this
It
one.
was a bad take, but
That's it.
it's
If you're
not
hurt, you're gonna
important.
feel it.
It's
Joel,
not
just
an
let it go.
important take. It's
It's not.
just
It's not.
it's
So,
Joel-
if I tear
Joel,
my
come on.
ACL, I'm gonna be up for a playoff game because of adrenaline.
What are you doing?
tear
It's
his
too different.
ACL.
Yeah, bro. It's a
Sprained
show.
shoulder.
Come
Yes,
on.
but I'm just saying that he's gonna still feel that while he's throwing. Bro.
Okay, let's
Is
go
he
on.
not gonna feel that?
I feel like you probably have a couple of NFL flops.
When the Eagles lose in the playoffs, we're gonna look
wow.
back. We're gonna look back at Jalen Hurts and say, "Wow, the shoulder affected him." I'm gonna ask you where the adrenaline was at then.
All right.
The Colts, obviously, just a shame. Just really
Throw
dysfunctional.
Matt Ryan in there.
Just Matt Ryan. Listen, I think you play. I really think it's just the situation.
Matt Ryan, you're a legend, but you're a bozo.
He's too old now. Of course,
He's not
he
good.
probably won't be back next year. But listen, I think the Colts all around is just dysfunctional. They failed Matt Ryan.
For sure.
There's no doubt. I
Couldn't help
don't
himself.
think
most,
anything.
most turnovers.
You
most
can't even be
sacks.
straightforward in your flops.
Yeah, bro. Like, just admit the big fucking L. It was a huge
Take
L.
the L, bro. It's okay.
What's the L?
Matt Ryan and
Matt
the Colts.
Ryan and the Colts.
The Colts are bad. That's it.
Matt Ryan was leading the league in turnovers, and he got benched twice.
Yeah,
He
benched
got
twice.
benched because they didn't know what they
Wentz
were doing, bro.
is the guy that gets benched twice. He sucks. Type of shit that goes on.
Is that your
Matt
only?
Ryan's just not. He's not. in the
There's another
situation,
NFL L that I'm thinking in my head.
Zach Wilson. Well, that's the only L. You know what I'm saying? Zach Wilson. Colts.
only
The
L.
only- we just
Timberwolves.
literally
know,
just said the other L.
It's all right. I'm hearing you, man.
I think Zach Wilson,
kind.
the Colts, Timberwolves. I guess you want to throw the Celtics in there. That's an L.
Jalen Hurts.
What's the L with Jalen Hurts?
You didn't believe in him.
We haven't finished it.
You didn't believe in him.
What didn't I believe in?
After the Bucks game, you were ready to call him off.
You wrote him off, but he didn't write back.
Ooh, vibes. You don't want to
For
take
one,
it out?
I was the only person that believed in the Eagles to make the playoffs that year,
That doesn't move me.
and that most of that was because of Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
What?
Jalen
Most
Hurts.
of that was because of the Hurts or because of the roster.
Well, the roster. Plus, I thought Hurts would take a sizable leap. I thought he would take.
This
a leap.
is news
But
to
the sizable
me. I have
leap-
not,
no.
I have not heard you say that
No,
once.
I
can-
literally made an entire video saying this. I said the offensive line, defensive line, and Jalen Hurts will be a top 18 quarterback next
That's
year.
exactly what
That's
he said.
exactly what
That's
I fucking
exactly
said.
what he said.
When we come into this year, Jalen Hurts still has not won a playoff game.
Well,
let's relax.
because it's the regular season.
Okay, but let's relax.
hard to win a playoff
let's
game
relax
in
on saying I'm
November and December.
wrong on Jalen Hurts. He's not a locked in franchise guy. I want to let you know. You have not even put your stamp on Hurts as a franchise guy, and you're a
I was
Hurts
going to
guy.
say, I'm the only
Believe
one
me.
that has. It's crazy.
MVP before he got hurt.
He's not an MVP, and
Before
he
he got
was
hurt, he
never
was
the MVP.
quite literally the betting
Never?
favorite
No,
for.
he wasn't.
He was the betting favorite for MVP.
Ball Newers knew it was always Mahomes, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's
Ve-
better than
Vegas doesn't know ball.
him. They don't.
Okay,
That's a closeted great take
That's
for me
such
also.
insane.
A take we don't talk about.
Mahomes is better than Mahomes is having a better season than Hurts. I don't care about the winning records and nothing like that. We know that Mahomes is better, bro.
Okay, but that just stats doesn't go into MVP. We know that it's stats, it's story.
Man,
most
we're, here
valuable
talking, we're here talking about L's. What are we defending them for?
Most valuable player though.
Is that the?
Mahomes.
Oh, I thought that was the next award. Ironically, go ahead.
So yeah, those are my L's.
Got
I would
it.
say Timberwolves. Outside of that, you know,
I'll allow you to cut it there.
a couple ones.
What's next?
Biggest flip aside moments. Now for me, this was blank. I didn't really have one.
Biggest flip aside moment. I definitely flipped on Tua. I was out on. I'm not as in as Drew, obviously. But I definitely flipped from he's a bottom 10 quarterback to he's in the Kirk Cousins, type of conversation with the right, pieces around him for
That's
sure.
respectful.
What else I flip on? That's the only one that comes to top of my mind. You could let me know if I'm
Super ironically, mine was Jalen Hurts. I did not believe in him as a thrower, and suddenly now I think that he's a better passer than Lamar Jackson, and I'm all in on him being a franchise quarterback. That's really the only flip that I've really had this year.
I guess I would say AD. I used to think he
Yeah.
was dog shit.
Yeah.
Now I think he's
thinking he was dog shit's crazy. If you thought he was just injury prone, that's
he
fair.
was playing like shit though.
Because you're
To
a
his
fucking
standards, he was playing like shit.
Calling him dog shit.
23 and 11 ain't moving me for AU AD. It's just not. It's not moving me. But yeah, I would probably say AD. What about you?
23 and 11 isn't moving me. Like, come on.
What about you, Flippy?
This is a laundry list.
I'm looking at the NFL teams right now to
What's
try
up?
to gauge. In the NFL, I really don't think I flipped, bro.
My God.
I guess the Giants. The Giants are a team that I think Daniel Jones is okay. I think it's good.
That's fair. Daniel Jones is another one that I had no hope
but
in.
Tua, I
had less hope for Daniel Jones than Tua, though, for sure.
Tua,
No, I think he'd be serviceable.
that's still there. I guess Jalen Hurts to an extent. Jalen Hurts, right? He's he's having a great season. But although I do want to see
Lamar,
how it pans out.
You flipped on Lamar a bunch.
You flipped on Justin Herbert.
What did I flip on Justin Herbert about?
What do you mean?
I really don't know.
You were all in on Herbert, and suddenly here comes this guy wearing those Cartier glasses, starts winning some playoff games. Give me Joe Burr.
I always liked Justin Herbert, but I'm more of a fan of Joe Burrow than Herbert.
Game. Might be ball game.
In terms of, so I think NFL flipping Lamar, you could put in there.
Definitely can. You flip Lamar like 3 times, 4, maybe 4 since I've been on the show.
Because I'm just the only one honest about Lamar. What
I've been very vocal about Lamar as well.
Lamar.
He's a prolific player. He's a unanimous.
Let me ask you. Listen, and I hate to do this to you. Saquon Barkley.
Oh yeah, Saquon definitely had a great season. Yep, for sure. Definitely wrong on that.
CMC.
What's the?
You didn't flip. I was looking you being wrong.
Undersold or just kind of looked over.
Undervalued him.
If the 49ers don't win the Super Bowl, that take is what it is.
Okay.
I just said CMC is not.
But look what
the difference maker.
It's so great now. All right, so I started that statement off horrible. I need to correct what I'm going to say. Now that Jimmy G has been hurt, you are now seeing the impact of CMC even more.
He's asked to do more.
But Brock Purdy, the way that he relies on him in the pass game is exactly how I saw it with Jimmy G. But now Brock Purdy's living that instead of Jimmy G.
But the questions with the Niners,
no, you're right, and flipping, it's different.
Yeah,
the
questions with the Niners that I had was I don't trust them when Jimmy Garoppolo's a drop back passer. Mm-hmm. I don't think CMC fixes that aspect
but let me ask
of
you,
the team.
Do you feel like the Niners are your team now?
No, I really think the NFC is wide open. I do. And honestly,
Two teams.
So your team's the Bengals.
2.5.
Right now, and honestly, a lot of the teams I like and I'm rooting for are in the AFC.
Yeah, you have a Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow agenda.
The only team I'm rooting for in the NFC, like for real, is Minnesota. That's the only team I'm rooting for real.
I'm in on the Eagles, man. That's another one that
I will say the Eagles are a team that I'm hoping they get eliminated early because they are annoying with the Jalen Hurts talk and stuff like that.
Rooting for the AFC
bracket. What do you mean they're annoying?
Literally,
you can say that they're annoying. If you're saying they're annoying only for the fact that people want you to admit that you're wrong, that's different.
It's 4 teams.
It's like I can understand that because I feel similarly I felt similarly last season when it came to Miami and the Heat. When people wanted me to say you're wrong.
I feel like I do feel like Jalen Hurts. I think he's playing amazing, but I do think that whenever people don't have him in a certain franchise quarterback conversation, people go crazy.
I mean, deservedly so.
I don't think that he's earned that right.
He's been crazy.
He's not in the top 5, 6, 7 guys.
Let me ask you: when Lamar Jackson won MVP in 2019, you deemed him a franchise quarterback.
It's different though.
But how?
He was the offense.
Jalen Hurts has been the offense.
Not to that degree. Not to that degree. That's funny. With the NBA, the Grizzlies I flipped on. Mm-hmm. I still think they have I don't believe in the team, but
really,
I thought they were a team that was like, I ain't see them making another leap, and they're making a lot of leaps, and a lot of players on their teams are making leaps. The Suns, I mean, I flipped on them that they were gonna. I had the original take was they're gonna be a playing team. They were the 1st seed, now they're the 7th seed again. But I definitely thought that they'll probably be a locked in top 6 seed. And I'm trying to look at the Eastern Conference. I guess the Celtics.